Hey everyone, this is David. I just thought I'd make a quick video on how to set up a full stack .NET development environment with Vim and a bunch of plugins, so you'll be able to use to code in C#, JavaScript, CSS, HTML, and we will have auto completion features, linting. Anyway, let's. This is a clean installation of Windows. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to update my folder settings. I want to show hidden files and folders, and I want to show the extensions as well. Now I'm going to run the command line as an administrator. And now I want to install chocolaty. So what I'll do is chocolaty.org. Oh, okay, that's PowerShell. I'm going to copy this. Oh, that's actually PowerShell, so Oop. I'm going to say yes to all. Now I'm going to copy this command to the clipboard, enter. Alright, it's all done. I'm going to open the command line as an administrator. And I want to install the new Windows terminal. So go install Windows terminal. Now I'm going to install .NET Core SDK. Now I'm going to install Vim. Now I'm going to install Git. Now I'm going to install VS Code. Now I'm going to install Node.js long-term support. Now I'm going to install a program called Which. This program tells me the location of software. So if I want to know the location where Node.js was installed, or VS Code, or Git, or Vim, I can just run the command. Like for example, if I do which git, then it, oh, hang on. Yeah, I installed it. Which maybe I need to run it as a normal user. We'll try again in a moment. I need to install another program called AG, which is used for searching files by one of the plugins in Git, in Vim, sorry. So choco install HE. Okay, now let's open the new Windows terminal. I should have it here. I should have version 1 available now. Let me check Windows terminal. Yeah. I don't want the preview. That should be this one, Choco install Microsoft Windows terminal. Right, I'm gonna uninstall that. I want the actual version 1 which was released recently. So I'm going to uninstall it first. So and now I'm going to install it through the Microsoft Store. Yes. Okay, so terminal. There we go. Install. Pin to start. So now I should have it here. I'm gonna go pin to start, and now run it. Come on. Why is it not running? Okay, so now I should be able to use which Git? Yeah. Which code actually? Right. So that's working. Okay. Now what we need to do is we need to open the terminal as an administrator. So what I'll do is right click on this, run as an administrator, and I need to say set execution policy remote signed. And now I'm going to install a font that I want, which is Powerline, console as Powerline. So I'll show you in a moment. So this font is what we use in Visual Studio. However, it has Powerline support, so you can have like the nice icons for it. So I'm just gonna copy that repo. So run. I'm gonna create a folder called repos, and then I'm gonna clone it here. Now I'm going to I'm going to install it. So it will be this one. Yep. And now we're going to follow this tutorial for making it look nice, for making the terminal look nice. Alright, so I'm gonna copy this. I don't know if I'm running as an administrator. Let me just run it as admin. Yes. Now I'm going to install this other module. Okay, and now I'm going to copy that as well. You can read the details of this tutorial. I'll put a link in the description. I'm just trying to get this done as quickly as possible for you guys. Now we need to create a PowerShell profile. So what we'll do is we need to type in this command, new item, nope, new item, yep, type file force profile. This will create a PowerShell profile. Let me see. Type file force. Okay. So I created it in this location. So what I can do is I'm gonna open that file. So users, let documents, Windows PowerShell. That's it. And it's in here, so I'm gonna edit it. If you wanted to create aliases in PowerShell, for example, if you wanted to write a short command to do a bunch of things, you can put that in this file, and this is attached to your Windows account. Now let me see here. I need to copy this and put that in the profile. I'm gonna save and close. Now if I close this and open it again, you can see that we've made some small improvements, but we still need to change the font to the one that we want. So to open the settings for the terminal, we press Control comma, and here we can put the font. So it's gonna be font face consolas, and the size, just to make it a little bit easier to read in this video, I'm gonna make it 14. Let's go with 12. I think it should be okay. Alright, so that looks better. Now what we'll do is we need to install the Vim plugin manager. I'm gonna use plug, so Vim plug, which is this one. Now the installation instructions are somewhere here. Windows PowerShell. Just copy that. Copy. Paste. Alright, so now we are ready to install the vimrc. Now I've actually created a vimrc file with all the plugins and all the stuff ready, and it's publicly available, so you can download it from here, from this URL, which I will put in the description as well. We can go through this in more detail later. Let me just download it now. So download, save, open folder, extract all. Yeah. Alright, so I'm gonna put that in this folder here in my home directory. So the downloads, go copy and then paste. Alright, so these are the settings for my Vim configuration. I'm gonna close all these folders. I'm gonna run Vim. Plug install. Okay, and now we need to run another command. So I'm going to exit out of Vim. And now I'm going to open it again. So we can see already some improvements there. But we need to install additional settings. So I'm going to put them here. So I'm going to install OmniSharp. This is for code completion. Code completion for JSON, SQL code, ECMAScript, you know, like JavaScript, HTML, and for database functionality. Now, where are we? Nope. So here I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to call it demo web app. And so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to initialize this as a Git repository. So git init, and now so we can see now that we are in the master branch. Now what I'll do is I'll create a .NET app. So .NET web application, .NET new web app. Okay, so we created that, and now when I go into Vim, now if I open Nerdtree, I can see the front-end files here, CSS, and we have auto completion enabled for them as well, and linting. So we have, for example, background color, finding functionality. For example, with Control P we can search for files, program. We can also look at the most recently used files, MRU. So Control P. There is another one called Fuzzy Finder, FZF. It's very useful as well. As the project grows in size, you'll probably be better off using fuzzy finder or FZF if you don't want to wait for Control P to reload the cache. But when I say the project gets big, I'm talking thousands of files. But up until you get to that point, you should be okay with Control P, the Control P plugin. So we have nerd tree, we have Control P. Let's check what else we have in here. Let me open a C# file. So I'm gonna open this one. So OmniSharp isn't installed. Do you want to install it? Yes. Okay. So for example, we can invoke code actions, and it's gonna say remove unnecessary using. So I'm gonna say yes. So that's better. I can change, for example, that to make it a full property. I'm going to undo everything because what I want to do is I want to show you another plugin. So I'm going to make a commit. Now I'm going to go back into git config global figma.com. Okay. Now let's commit that. Yeah. So that's in there. Now what I'll do is I'll go back into Vim. I'm gonna reopen this file, and then I'm going to wait for OmniSharp to load. Okay. And now I'm going to make changes to this. So now you should see on the left, come on. Just gonna add something. Yeah, so that's just another plugin that I wanted to show. On the left, it tells you when a new line was added or removed. What else can I show here? Let's go through the vimrc file really quick. So no wrapping. Let's quickly go through. Well, I like showing white spaces, and I also like showing unwanted white spaces, so I'm actually highlighting them in red right here, as you can see in this section here. The indentation, I tend to go for 4 spaces in C#. In JavaScript, in some IDEs, in some environments, you have 2 spaces indentation. Alright, but these are the plugins. So nerd tree, we have airline and airline themes, which is this on the bottom. Obviously the code completion plugin, OmniSharp, Signify, which is the one that shows the symbols on the left, Sharpen Up, which is a really cool plugin for additional functionality or for making things easier when working with OmniSharp in Vim. Check them all out, they're really cool. And I'm using Xcode Dark for the color scheme. I've enjoyed coding in Xcode, in Objective-C and C++. With that color scheme is easy on the eyes. even though I'm mainly a .NET developer. Okay, so Control P, which is for finding files, and these ones are for database functionality. You can actually set it up so that you can connect to different databases really quickly, and then yeah, you can explore the data, see the results. Check out the screenshots, they're pretty cool. And this one is for finding text within files. Anyway, I'll put all the links in the description. Yep, so check out the links that I'll put in the description. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments, and yeah, enjoy.